So hello guys, welcome to my channel. So almost everything that I've used on my face today except a few products are brand new stuff that has come out recently or in the past few weeks or months. So yeah, there's a lot of new stuff in this video. So if you want to see how to create this makeup look right here, or if you just want to see some new makeup and products I'm trying out that I have reviewed, that I did mini reviews on, then of course keep on watching. So last night I went to Ulta and I ended up getting this palette right here. This is the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries palette. They have two other shade options. I chose this one because I thought I might get the most use out of this, and I actually have already tried this. Actually no, I haven't tried this, but my friend was doing my makeup after we got this in Chick-fil-A of all places, and he actually really liked it.
Oh, demanding Leo. Oh, we see you. Don't cover. Oh, my face. This is such bad quality. Okay, guys.
So that was technically my first impressions of this palette. After that, I just went home and I played around with it a little bit. So far, I've been really liking this, and this is going to be my first time putting this to the test on camera. So there you go. I'm going to start off with this color right here, and I want to use this as a transition color, and oh boy, that is pigmented. So far, what I've really been liking about this palette in general in the short time that I've had it is how pigmented and blendable the colors are. It is difficult to strike that balance between pigmented and very blendable, and I feel like this palette does that really well. This formula though is kind of powdery, which does not faze me at all. I'm actually totally fine with that, but that's just for those of you out there that might be against using a powdery eyeshadow, but I'm fine with it. I find that the eyeshadow look turns out great either way, so just as long as the eyeshadow looks good, I'm good. I want to try and go with this color right here and try and use this as a defining shade. I'm using a flatter brush. This is the Morphe M433 brush. And oh boy, that is pigmented. I want to try and do a halo eye and see what happens. Okay, that was so easy to blend. Yeah, it really is incredibly easy to blend these out and make them look really beautiful. I'm going to go in with the transition color from before and just use that to sort of help mesh things together a little bit more. This is something I do all the time. I usually keep a clean brush handy to go in and help with some extra blending, and I'm just going to try and dip it into this color right here and just use it to soften my edges a bit. So last night I swatched all of these colors and I only ended up trying this one on my eyes, and that was pretty much it. But I'm just going to swatch them for you right now so you can see how all these colors look. So this is what all the colors look like swatched. As you can see, that's a lot of pigmentation, and I didn't really have to press down that hard or just try and really build it up. Last night I was really just focusing on the black color, didn't really get a chance to try all the rest out, so I'm going to try and do that as much as I can in this video and see what happens. So I'm taking this color right here, this pink color, with a small crease brush, and I'm going to run this into my crease, and it really does look quite nice. This brush is slightly damp. I just realized that because I washed it last night and I don't think it is dried. So I'm just going to go in with another brush that I know is definitely dry. This one is it. And I'm going to dip it into this color right here and use that to help clean things up a bit. I'm going to dip into the black now using the brush that I have included in the palette. This is it right here. I'm using this to smoke out my lash line a bit. I find that this black is very similar to the Kat Von D black because it's so just incredibly pigmented and blendable, which I find is really important. The blendability more than the pigmentation actually, because yes, you can build a black up, but there are a few things that I love better in makeup than a super pigmented black, and this is just absolutely beautiful. But then of course blendability is very important, so I would say a super pigmented blendable black. I feel like my halo eye idea is sort of kaput now, so I'm just going to use this brush with the remaining color on it, and I'm going to use this to blend things out a bit further. And this is pretty much what it looks like. Now I'm going to go to my face. This one, which I'm really excited about, is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. I've never tried a cushion foundation. I have tried this on my skin before and it looked phenomenal, but I've never really tried it with a full face of makeup, so we'll see what happens. So this is what the packaging looks like. You open it, and then it has like the sponge there, and then you open this little door and voila, this is the actual product. To apply this, I know that you're supposed to use a sponge. However, I'm just going to use a brush just because I feel like a brush will give me more coverage. And yeah, I haven't really used cushion products before, so this is my first time. So we'll see how this works out. So this is actually very light for me. I was assuming that this would be the right shade for me, but it turns out it is super light, so that was a little bit of a concern to me when I applied it last night, but I honestly feel like lighter is better than darker, to be honest. I feel like if I really have to, I can easily just bronze my skin and that will be okay, so, and then it'll be fine. I was actually expecting it to give me less coverage than it is. It is making my skin look absolutely phenomenal. Definitely not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot less coverage than it is giving me, but this is making my skin look absolutely beautiful. It's very glowy, I feel, so if you have oily skin and you're wearing this for an extended period of time, I would say that you probably might want to set it because I don't feel like this will stay on for very long on oily skin. But on my skin right now, it is looking absolutely beautiful, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to use this bronzer right here. This is my Physicians Formula bronzer, the one I use all the time, and I'm just going to quickly bronze up my skin. It is layering quite well with the foundation, so that's good. Yeah, I feel like when I put the bronzer on, it looks a lot better. The number one thing that I really like about this foundation so far is how natural it's making my skin look. It doesn't really look like I have foundation on at all, which is amazing because it really did a great job of correcting my skin and just evening things out a bit, so really happy about that. So now I'm just going to transition into highlights. For highlights, I have two options to share with you. I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo highlight. This, I swatched it and I tried it on my skin without foundation and I really liked it. And then I want to try the e.l.f. Shimmer Highlighting Powder. I just want to try them together for the first time and see how they look. They're both from brands I really love, so let's just give it a go. So, I don't know, let's just try with the applicator and just blend it out and see what happens. And then I'm taking this Morphe E8 brush and just using it to help blend this into my skin. So that's what the highlight looks like. It is a liquidy highlight, so it's very natural looking when blended, and but at the same time it is quite beautiful. So this is what it looks like with the highlight and then without. So far it looks absolutely beautiful. Very happy with it. I'm going to do the other side of my face right now. I think that the best way to apply this is just use the applicator in the bottle and then just blend it out with a foundation brush. I'm going to also apply a little bit to my nose and my Cupid's bow. Okay, so far my face, I am really loving this makeup. I think I've said this before, but I feel like it's a perfect middle ground between natural and still makeup. I mean, now I look like I have makeup on my skin, but it looks just so beautiful, so glowy, so incredibly natural. I'm gonna say natural again because it really looks like my own skin, my own face, except now I do have the shiny product on my skin, so it doesn't look like no makeup, but still loving that. I'm now gonna try using the e.l.f. Highlight on top. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the powder highlight, and this is without. So obviously with the powder highlight, it does look a lot more intense. Let me just swatch it for you real quick so you know what it looks like at least. So you can get so let me swatch it at least for you so you get a sort of an idea of how it looks when swatched. This is what it looks like. Not the most intense highlight in the world, but I do find this actually quite smooth and it looks beautiful on the skin. There are better highlighters out there. Personally, I like the Mega Glow Hello Halo one a lot better. This isn't terrible, but at the same time, it doesn't really knock my socks off, if you get my meaning. Alright, so now moving on to my under eye area. I want to go again with this palette right here. Really enjoying it right now. I actually still have the plastic on, so let's just get that out of the way. Don't you just love doing this? Oh yeah, it's just so beautiful. And watch it get dirty in like 2 seconds. I'm going to use this little baby Morphe M506 brush, and I'm using it to pick up this color right here for my under eye. This is a really good mirror, by the way. I really like it a lot. Okay, for my inner corner highlight, I'm using something I don't think I've used on camera before. This is not exactly new, but it's new to my channel. This is the ColourPop Cheap Date Super Shock eyeshadow, and this is going in my inner corners because I really want to add some pizzazz to this look. Okay, that looks just absolutely wet. I love it. For my mascara, I'm using my regular L'Oreal Lash Paradise. It's just really been working for me recently, so I don't really feel compelled to try any new mascaras out so far. For my lashes, this is the Kiss Lash Couture Faux Mink Lashes. They're upside down. This is what they're supposed to look like. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm actually very excited about this because you guys know that I always swear by my Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow, and I still do. But I have been using a new product which I haven't really been mentioning on YouTube because I was like, I want to try this out like hardcore before I recommend it or not. So this is something that I would definitely recommend. It's only a few dollars. It is from the drugstore. It is amazing. It is comparable to higher end brow products, and that for me is great because, like, I mean, that's really hard to do in my opinion. So this is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. The tip on this is very, very fine. Let me actually show you. The tip on this, as you can see, is super fine. You can create a lot of realistic looking brow strokes with this, which I find is really important. Also, the back of this has this most amazing spoolie. I am never someone that's like, oh yeah, I love spoolies, but for some reason, like, there's just something about this spoolie that just is so convenient, and it just helps me so much with my brows. And you guys know, I don't really use spoolies that much, but ever since I tried this, I've been using the spoolie every day. I sound like a crazy person, like, oh yeah, I'm all for like the spoolie business. And it's kind of weird because you would think that a spoolie is a spoolie and that's it, but there's just something about this spoolie that makes me want to use it. And before, I used to be like, what is with all these people using spoolies for their brows? I don't get it. It doesn't really do much for me. I don't like it. But then I started using this spoolie, and I don't know. I just really like it for some reason. The way I've been doing my brows recently is I've been taking my dip brow, because let's just face it, I cannot let go of this. And I have been using my Ingalls brush, which is from EcoTools, by the way. This is an old one, but you can use any one you want. And I'm just going to draw a line along the bottom of my brow. And this pretty much defines that lower brow bit and provides some structure. And I actually try and make it a little bit thick, so I layer a little bit of product on top. And then I use the spoolie from the LA Girl brow thing to sort of blend it out. This helps create a very natural brow. And then for the top of my brow, I pretty much use whatever's left on the brush and do roughly the same thing, except I use a lighter hand. And then I use a spoolie again to sort of blend things out and make it look a lot more soft. And then with the pencil, I just fill in the areas that I want to make a little bit thicker by just drawing eyebrow hairs. So that is pretty much like that end part of my brow. That's always a part that I want to fill in a little bit more, so that's what I do here. Again, using the spoolie. And then I also fill it in a little bit in the front as well. This is my done brow, and then this is the brow that I still have to do. So there is a difference, but what I like about this technique or this method is that my brows look incredibly natural. I honestly cannot stand having a fake looking brow in my everyday life. And even though sometimes I do a little bit of a heavier brow for like YouTube and Instagram, generally I like a very natural looking brow, and what I love about this is that my brow looks structured but in a natural way. There are honestly sometimes where I wonder why I pay so much attention to my brows when honestly like they're always hidden by my bangs anyways, but you know, brows are something that really frame your face, and I feel like brows are so important, which is why I just spent like an obsessively long time talking to you about how exactly I've been doing my brows lately. I'm gonna move on to my lips. I'm using the Wet n Wild Velvet Matte Lip Color. So yeah, I'm just gonna try this out and see what happens. Okay, so this is right away very, very creamy, and it looks beautiful actually. So what I like about this too is that it twists up, so I feel like this will be very convenient. I really like it. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to top that off with another new product, which I hadn't really heard a lot of talk about at all. So when I bought this, I was like, okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be gimmicky. Basically, Jordana has released this Cosmic Glow holographic lip gloss, and they have different shades. They have like a blue, they have a purple, I think. They have this really vibrant pink, and I think an orange. I got the white one just because I feel like this will be one I'll wear more often, because yeah, I can wear like the blue one for like an Instagram post, but I will never wear it again. I feel like if I put this on my lips, this one will be covered in like pink lipstick, which I really do not want. So you know what, I'm just going to put this on my finger and put this lip color on my lips using my finger. That is quite beautiful. This is how this look turned out. I'm actually very happy with it.